I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. On deck, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. With that, let's get out to Southern California with the call from Los Angeles. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach. Under hazy, overcast L.A. skies, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the Kansas City Chiefs and our home team. Brandon Godden, Charles Davis, happy to be with you. And, Charles, we've got two teams who know each other extremely well. These division games, they tend to be battles.
People scout like crazy in this league, but no one scouts more than within the division. Because if you win your division, you're automatically in the playoffs. That puts extra emphasis on these games, and they can't wait to get at each other.
Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And we are underway in Southern California. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback out of NC State. It's Phillip Rivers.
I'm actually old enough to remember him hitting the league, and so many people are talking about his throwing motion at the time. A little bit unorthodox. No one talks about it anymore except in admiration. The ball gets to the target really well, and usually with big production.
Check, black 15! Check 53, I'm going to run you over.
Rivers on first down, and that's complete. It's Green here. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 11 and a first down L.A.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
On 2nd down, it's Gordon, and he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Mike. 180, round 80. Mike, here we go.
Now Gordon on first down, and no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. And the offensive starters here for Los Angeles.
I have to admit, I've rather enjoyed watching Melvin Gordon's improvement as he's developed as an NFL player because it started for me in college. Every year he was in school, he would add something extra to his game. First year, he knew how to run. He wanted to add pass receiving to his game. The next year, he wanted to add pass protection to his game. Did all of that. That turned him into a first-rounder, and now a front-line NFL back.
On 2nd and 9, Rivers. And his pass incomplete. And a glance now at the Chiefs' defense.
Tyrann Mathieu's instincts as a defensive back, I believe, are second to none. And that allows him to play all over the secondary. He can line up as an outside corner, inside in the slot, and that's difficult to do because you get so much traffic in there. And then, of course, they can also move him back as a safety. Anywhere you put him, though, you know he's going to end up around the football.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, Rivers gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. That one good for 13 and a Charger first. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
First down, Rivers. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. Watch.
He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, 30 yards. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. A sensational one-handed grab in the end zone for the score. Looked like you at the Davis Turkey Bowl every year in the backyard in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, you're so kind. That's definitely in my mind. But how about this? They always tell guys going after the ball, the receivers especially, you got to have a single-minded obsession to go get it. How about going up with a single hand and making that happen? I don't know if it gets much better than what we just saw there.
Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. So here are the Chiefs now under their veteran head coach, Andy Reid. As we get a peek at the former Red Raider and 10th pick in the 2017 draft, Patrick Mahomes. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. This is the offense we're going to see coming up in this one, and Travis Kelce will be key.
What a tremendous weapon he is, especially in the red zone. Knows how to find the end zone when running his routes.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Mahomes going to throw. That's caught. It's Demarcus Robinson. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I can't believe they even let you play. Slam.
They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And this is caught by Watkins. And he's got the 1st before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Mahomes to the former Rams, Sammy Watkins for the Kansas City 1st.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
What's tight? Tight ends right. What's tight? Hey, we got 4.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this 1st quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. On 4th down, on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
So Rivers will lead the Chargers out 1st and 10 at their own 15. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. Tyrann Mathieu there to make the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
I got you. Check.
They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And he's able to get up here to the 26. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Set, green 80. Set, white 80. Ricky.
They go back to Gordon here on first down. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That one good for 13 and a Charger first. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers going deep for Benjamin. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Rivers, he leaves to Eckler on the draw. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Working out of the gun, Rivers. He'll get this to Eckler. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Fourth down, and on is Ty Long to punt. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. And now here comes Kansas City. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On play action, it's Mahomes. His throw incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Melvin Gordon now, he and the offense, they trot back out there. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. To the outside, that's complete to Williams. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here's Ty Long now as he's on to punt for L.A. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins. We talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
Because they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Mahomes used to moving quickly in college, trying to get his guys to the line. To throw again on second down. Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Mahomes now to throw. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And out will come the offense as they take over. And we spotlight Keenan Allen as he gets set to go back to work. They've got the lead. They haven't really had to utilize him all that much so far, but I guess if you're winning on the scoreboard, not too much to complain about.
Not at all, but you know those guys out wide, they want as many catches as they can possibly get. They may need him later on if things get a little tighter.
Yeah, so far 2 catches. We'll see what happens here as the game progresses.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Watch a slant. Watch a slant. Watch a slant.
Rivers now to throw on first down. Caught by Allen. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. Rivers. He's going to find his running back. It's complete.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
So first and 10 now from the 30. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And they're going to be waiting for him as they get him behind the line. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been a hard-fought battle to this point. 7-0 is the score, with neither offense really able to get on track. But let's not waste any time. We'll get you right back out to Brandon and Charles for the second half.
Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Set to take over, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, That usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 26. They start the second half here with Williams. Tackle made by Thomas Davis.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
From the 31, Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his
on first down, Williams. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Joey Bosa with the tackle for loss. How about that pedigree in his family?
Yeah, some good pedigree. Tell us about it, Mr. Davis.
Dad played in the NFL, first-round draft pick. Uncle was a first-round draft pick. He's got a brother coming behind him. But Joey Bosa, guy plays really, really hard and plays all aspects on defense.
Yellow, yellow.
Again, it's Williams. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. It's Kelsey on the ground. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Williams. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Now here's Mahomes. Got his man. It's Williams. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Mahomes now on first down. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. That one complete to Hill. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Third catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. A 5-yard touchdown, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And a play fake down near the goal line here worked out well.
Anytime you can make them think that you're going to run the ball and go to that play-action pass, you see the end result, usually a touchdown.
Is that harder? Is the play fake harder to defend for the defense near the goal line, or no, because there's not as much room to work with?
It is harder because down near the goal line, you're thinking much more of a running play, especially if people run out big formations, so it is harder to defend.
Point after, right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up.
Now Rivers. Benjamin's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
Step run 80. Black 11.
A first down throw here for Rivers. Complete. It's Henry. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Rivers now. He's got Green. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 42.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 42-yard line. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, Rivers. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 27-yard line.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking 1st down.
Rivers with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
180! 180! Mike, number 53! Mike, 53!
Once more, here's Eckler. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun. Rivers, complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to break our 4th quarter tie. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is and now nothing but green ahead of him. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. Kansas City touchdown. Butker now to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously, the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 22. From the gun, Rivers. He's airing it out for Williams. And it's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Mike Williams that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, they really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense, great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, and especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Now a pass here caught by Hunter Henry, and he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger 1st down. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Rivers now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Rivers. This is caught by Williams. A very solid gain of 27. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
A 2nd down throw for Rivers. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. On 3rd down, Rivers. And caught by Henry. And he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now Rivers on 4th down. And Allen's got it. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. They're able to keep the drive alive 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
White 90, 390. Check, watch 54, watch 54. Ready?
1st down, Rivers. He'll get this to Eckler. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because You would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? So they take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right, and you just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. Now the ball comes loose and picked up by the Chargers. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
Here now a look at Melvin Gordon. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Rivers now after the fumble recovery. Completes it to Benjamin. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. Mike, 53. Behind. Mike. Hey, keep it up. Keep it up.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over. So a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball, if it arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
He'll look to throw. He's got Allen. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Now Rivers. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Chris Jones in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Partner, you absolutely cannot take a sack in that situation. Now, it's also fourth down.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on fourth down. Rivers to throw for it on fourth. And this is complete. It's Allen. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on first. And yes, he's into the end zone, so they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Badgley on for the extra point. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This fielded at the 2. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that.
Yellow, on the line.
They begin the drive with Williams. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Right there. Oh, dang, baby.
Clock rolling here, about to hit 30 seconds. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Yellow. On the line. Single slot. Watch 10.
Back to throw. Mahomes. Robinson's got it. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock.
Yellow. 180. You remember me. Let's go, baby.
Mahomes to throw. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. They, of course, tie game, would like to avoid overtime if they could.
And a lot of people would go ahead and play it safe here and get to overtime and try and win it there. But, you know, sitting up here in the booth,
take some gambles.
I say let's go for this thing, try and push it, and maybe catch the defense back on their heels a bit.
See if they do that.
Black 15. Mike. We own it. Bang.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, baby. Black 11!
So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. And here in overtime, If the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. They'll run on first down. Gordon, and he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. Good push up front, and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Round 80. Check 53 is low. Oh, you got deep?
They run it here with Gordon. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Check round 80. Hey, round 80. You must be dreaming. Hot. Look, hey, hot.
Draw play. It's Eckler.
What we got?
Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this. Third and one, trying to keep this drive in overtime going. A big one coming up. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. They go with the ground game, pick up the first, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of a play caller, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone, all right? You don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield or go after the end zone. Right now, that might be available to them.
And now this first drive in OT continues. So now first and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 44-yard line. Now the first throw in overtime for Rivers. Benjamin's got it. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down.
Brandon, that's a huge completion there. That puts them in field goal range, but let's face it, they don't want 3 here. They want 6. With these overtime rules, a touchdown finishes it off.
Yeah, looking to win it right away. Good to know, though, that they have 3 in their back pocket if they need it. throw on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry. And it's second down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. And he'll take this close to a first down at the Chiefs' 19-yard line. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. So here comes a very important kick now for Michael Badgley. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. Badgley's kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up, because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Patrick Mahomes on his way out for their next drive. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. First throw of overtime for Mahomes. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge.
There's a little bit of defense right there. Nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They just snuffed out every route that was going. Quarterback never got rid of the football.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. What can Mahomes do now with his overtime drive? And this is caught by Watkins. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. They wanted to avoid the dreaded 4th down and having to get a conversion or it being the final play. They picked it up, though, on 3rd.
I love how you described that, because we've been in those situations and seen it. If you get to 4th down, especially in overtime, things get a little shakier, don't they? The hands get shaky, right? The throw, if you're going to throw the ball, being able to run it, all of that coming down to one big play. Very nice of them and nice for them to pick it up on 3rd.
Mahomes now 14 out of 17, 82%, and it's 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. So a little chunk there on 1st as they try to chip away down 3 in overtime.
I like your description. Chip away, down 3. You don't have to get it all in one big play, although obviously that would be nice. But there's no need to have that type of risk associated with it. Run your offense, get 1st downs, get yourself in a position where you know you're going to at least get 3 and keep this game going. If you get 6, so much the better.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And here's your ball game, down 3 in overtime, but they're going for this thing on 4th down. Mahomes going to go on 4th down. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here. 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot